3 when it starts. Oh shit, Marcel said while supporting my head. Yanda, my mom yelled. My mom taps my face with her hands. Call 911. She yelled. Marcel's fingers shook as they slid down all the numbers on the number pad. Oh, you're too drunk to call, Tanya muddled with heavy judgment. She then grabbed the phone from a shaking Marcel. He was too drunk to walk to the car. So he wasn't able to show. I heard my mother say. I woke up confused. Mama drove me and Yayla to the hospital. I rested in my bed. My mom sat next to me, rocking Yayla in her car seat. Mama, I asked. What did I get myself into? My face crumpled. Mama put her hand on my cheek. Don't worry, Yaya. The doctor walked in. Hi, Yanda, I'm Dr. Seplum. You've talked to my nurses. What's going on is that your blood pressure is low due to multiple possibilities. Too much bed rest, not even enough movement, and quick shifts in movement can take blood away from the brain. Try drinking more electrolytes. I could tell Marcel felt guilty. His calls were different. I could tell he hadn't been drinking. My mother made it home with me and Yayla that morning. Marcel greets me with a hug and kiss. Then realized my mother holding the car seat. He helped us get comfortable. Later that day, I held my daughter while she smiled. Her face reminding me of myself before life hit, before having responsibility over something. Marcel knocks on the room door. He comes in. You don't have to knock, I tell him. I'm so sorry about what I said and how I said it. He sits on the bed. I say nothing, I only give him a blank stare. I will show you and Yayla a better life, I promise. My mother stands by the door, eavesdropping. Enough, I yell. No more telling what you will do when you don't tell me what you didn't do. This isn't just you and me now. This is Yayla's life too. Marcel starts to speak. I cut him off. So stop feeling like you can give these it'll be better speeches and expecting me to let you off, because that's not how this works anymore. My daughter is who you answer to now. I give him the baby and left the room. 1 year later, I wake up in my bed as I lived in a 5-bedroom home. Marcel, my mother, and I were living great at this point. Marcel stopped drinking, he has a job in construction, so the money has been coming in. I take off my eye cover, then heard a sound. The clicking of a gun. I hurry out of bed into the next room. I see Marcel in the next room with a gun in pieces. Oh hey Yanda, my face looking terrified and confused. I then say, why do you have that out again? I ask firmly. I'm going to the range. You're lying, I say in a perplexed tone. Marcel looks at me and smiles. It's different this time, I cut him off. Different? I asked. Yeah, I'm not dealing. I'm just making sure we are safe. We're safer without it, I tell him. He ignores me to then clean the gun. Flash back to another memory. I sat in a car. The sky looked cloudy, but not the way it'd normally look. The light was extra bright, hard to see things in the distance. My head hurt as if I'd gotten in an accident. Breathing heavy, I look around quickly. I get out of Marcel's car. Trees going up for miles is all I can see. Marcel, I yelled. I walked further away from the car. Marcel, I yelled again. The wind blows through the trees. I tried to think of how I got to this place, but I couldn't remember. I look back at the car and saw Yayla's car seat. Seeing the car seat caused me to set off a flashback. What about Yayla? I scream. Flustered, I look around more. I saw a group of birds flying into the wall of trees that stood before me. I tried to walk other ways, but was left with the same wall of tree, so I followed the bird's path and kept walking. Later that day, after seeing Marcel with a gun, I get a message from my sister. Sis, can we talk? Me and my sister haven't talked in years. My mother banished her. I know the word banished is a lot, but she did. My sister had a big thing for tarot cards and my mother was not here for it. No. One knew even Marcel didn't know that I was in contact with her, just haven't been for some years. Marcel notices the way I stare at the phone. What is it? He asks. I leave the room giving him no explanation. I speed into the bathroom, pull my pants down and sit in the toilet. My phone alerts me of a follow-up text from my sister. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but we need to talk. How do I know it's you? I text back. Meet me at Well-Made Coffee Place and you'll see for yourself. When? I text. Saturday. I made my way down the stairs. Yayla played with her toys on the floor. Morning, Ma, I said. Morning. Marcel stood still. I kiss him on the cheek. Let's go spend the day together. Marcel looked to my mother who stood watching. He looked back to me. Yeah, come on. I got in the car. Marcel opened his door. You're looking good. All dressed up. I wore a yellow and black dress with yellow heels and black hoops. My face beat. I looked beautiful. So where are we going? I asked. Both our phones sat on the center console. They both rang. We grab our phones with urgency, then notice each other. I check the text from my sister. I would like to meet Marcel one day. Who is it? Marcel asked me. It's Kylie from school, just catching up. Who texted you? Work, Marcel answered. I look forward and noticed a face like mine in the distance. My sister. Marcel looked uneasy. My sister gets into a car and drives off. Saturday. I see my sister sitting at a table. I come along and sit. So now you know it's the real me, Yana says with a smug smile. Why'd it take so long for you to communicate with me, and how do you know about Marcel? Well, you know how I'd feel when something bad will happen. Yeah, you go through psychosis. And freak out about stuff. My sister looks at me displeased and slides the coffee over to me. It wasn't psychosis. I'm calm right now and I know how to deal with it. That's why I distance myself from Mother. Ma, I asked. She's not a good safe haven. And that's why you left me with her. I ask sarcastically. I just sense something is off. Well, you still didn't answer my question. I took a sip of my coffee. How did you know about Marcel? Yana started to speak, ignoring the question entirely. I met our Aunt Venna. My face showed surprise. Yes, we have Aunt. Dad's sister. My face grew with irritation. So I'm supposed to believe someone who disappears versus my mother who sticks by Yayla's side and let my man stay with us. If you know Mama, she don't play that stuff. My sister smiled. Yayla, my niece, Yana said while looking down at the table. Yes, your niece, and I'm sure she'd like to meet you. My sister stayed quiet. I would love to meet my niece, but I won't go near that woman. Yana said with a strong tone. You gotta let that side of you go. The differences are hard, I get it. I know she doesn't accept your work, but she accepts you. She cries sometimes for you. You think that's why I left? I left her alone because she wants it her way or know what, and when she's sick of how you do things she will play against you. Listen, I didn't come here to get in between you and Mom. If you want to meet Yayla you can anytime. I stand from my chair. My sister fixes her mouth to say something then changed her mind. Not now, but I still always will protect you, Yana said. Chapter 4 Aunt Venna. I make my way from the restaurant to my car. I settle in my seat. Scene switches to after my death. I still sit in Marcel's car. I use the GPS to then find my home, and that's when it happens. I see my mother's car. Jetting from the car to the house, so determined on seeing what's going on I didn't notice a random black car in the driveway. Entering the house I yell, Marcel. I go from the living room to the kitchen, Marcel. My sister stand by the counter. Yana, I put my purse on a glass table. Have you seen Aunt Venna yet? Yana asks coldly. My face turns. I told you she is not my family, I don't want to know her. It's fine on you to rebel against Mom, but I won't. We're a team. A team, Yana yells. Where'd your team get you now? What are you talking about, Yana? I'm in a 3-story house with my husband and child, and yes, Mom is here, but she helps out unlike you. I firmly yell. You're dead, Yanda, she said with sadness and sympathy. I pause for a moment. How could I be dead, Yana? I'm right here. You see, your tarot is getting you out of hand. Before I could say anything else, the door opens up. I see Marcel, Yayla, and Tanya walk in the living room. Oh, thank God, Marcel, I say in relief while going to him with a hug. He then completely ignores me, as if not seeing me. He sits on the couch and puts on the game. Come on, Yayla, let's go nap. Then me and you can watch the game, Tanya said while looking back to Marcel. Marcel then smiles. I look at my sister and she slowly starts turning into a white light until she disappears. I run up to Yayla's room. Yayla, baby, I start to cry. As I run to her bedroom. I get close to her in her bed. Yayla, no, you can hear me, Yayla. I yell, crying. She lies still looking forward as if she sees nothing. My shaking her shook nothing at all. I grab her shoulders and put our heads together and cry. Why did this happen? I hear my mother laughing from downstairs. I get up and follow the two familiar voices. I see a empty living room, but yet not fully, a empty room. A woman, a bit more aged than my mother, stands in the middle of the room in a white robe. Who are you? I wipe my eyes. I'm your Aunt Venna. I'm a little older looking than my sister, guess she aged better. You died? I ask. Yes, your sister told you I was sick. I tried to save you. Save me from what? I say with irritation. I look around and notice the car I drove was gone. What happened to my car? That car isn't needed anymore, it was only used to get you where you needed to be. Come with me and I'll show you how much I've tried. Everything goes white. Marcel walked in the kitchen with a stack of mail. He threw it on the table. Hey, Yanda, mail. Oh, okay, I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'll check in a second. He made his way out the room. I then happened to notice letters to me. I hurry and rip both letters open. Dear Yanda, I am very sick. I would like to meet you before it's too late. You need to know about your mother. I'm not trying to ruin what you have with her, but, what's that? Tanya asked. I quickly fold the notes and hide them. Nothing, notes from Yayla's daycare. I sped upstairs to my room. I called my sister instantly. Hey, Yana answered. Okay, you need to stop, both of you whatever scam you're running, scam. Yana interrupted. Yeah, mom is definitely in your head, we sense the energy is off with that family you got. Wait, no. You won't talk like that about my family. If you two keep this up I'll get you for harassment. I hang up the phone. I put the cards in a box and hid it in a tote full of stuff in the garage. The me of that story them disappears into the house and me and my aunt are left standing in my garage. You tried to tell me I was in danger. I still don't understand. It was all in the signs, you chose to not see them. The room goes white again. This time I'm watching me cleaning Marcel's car. I dig all around cleaning dust. Trying to do something nice. My hands find baggies of a squishy substance. I pull the first 2 bags out. White powder contained these bags. I was furious. I searched for more and found 6 more bags. I stormed in the house. Sped past my mother. What's wrong? She asked. Stomping up the stairs I yell. Marcel, you're lying ass. I ran into our room and pushed him to the wall. Baby, I hit him with a opened hand to the face. Don't baby me. You're dealing again, what's next gambling again? Okay, you're right I'm an asshole. I hadn't said that yet. I said to him. I start to pace back and forth. My mother eagerly listening by the bottom of the stairs. You're doing construction now, the hell do you need to risk going to jail for? My mother bows her head as if ashamed. Look, we can make extra money and get a house we can own. I'm not doing this with you, me or Yayla, we won't be moving if that's how you decide to move. I said firmly. You won't take her from me. Marcel said nervously. If my mom finds out it's all over. Tanya listening from downstairs shaked her head and smiled. She won't find out. Marcel pleaded to convince me. Well, I'm not doing this. I start packing my things into a suitcase. Me and Yayla are staying away for a while. If you go your mom will get suspicious. Tell her I went to visit people I don't care, we just can't be here right now. Aunt Venna walks me to the hallway. So I died because of him drug dealing? I ask. Not quite. The dark hall flashes white. We end up in the kitchen, my mother puts dishes in the dishwasher. Help me with my things. I demanded Marcel. He carried my suitcase as I carried Yayla down the stairs. What is going on? Tanya yelled. After I leave Marcel walked back into the house. What's the PR blem? Tanya asked. She found out I'm back dealing. I can't lose Yayla, Tanya. Tanya takes a deep breath. She'll get over it, Tanya said. Yeah, but what if you're wrong she doesn't and I lose my daughter in all this? You won't, she's also my granddaughter. HFF. He huffs, showing signs of stress. My mother and Marcel freeze. I would never think of taking him from her entirely. I say to Aunt Venna. You're still not seeing the point. She says. The windows in the kitchen show white. I end up back in Marcel's and my room. Marcel sat on the bed drinking straight from a bottle. Tanya leans on the door. You know you really shouldn't drink while stressed. She came walking in the room. It's been 3 days she doesn't call. Won't answer, who could she be with? What money does she have that I don't have? Is she ever gonna come back? Tanya gaped at Marcel with her piercing eyes. Do you want her to come back? She started to slowly take off her top. Wait, what's happening, Tanya? My daughter is too sweet for you. I didn't build her tough enough, but you're tough. Tanya said while she crawled on the bed. And you know I like, tough. You never liked me, Marcel said. With my daughter, she's too good for you. Maybe too good for us. Tanya moves in closer. I can't. Marcel warns, I think you can. Tanya climbs on top of a drunken Marcel. They kiss as she gyrated her hips. He holds her curves. Who? Tanya moaned. How long have you wanted it? Marcel asked while thrusting into her. Ever since you started listening to me, she said while riding him. Oh, that's hot. Marcel flips Tanya on her back and gave her passionate strokes. The morning rolls through. Me and Aunt Venna stood over them. My mouth dropped. This is what they did. I take a break and he sleeps with my mother. Aunt Venna says nothing. Marcel jetted out his sleep. Who? Okay, what? He realized my mother in our bed. Fuck. His phone then rang. He got out of bed and walked downstairs. He declines the call from me. Oh, no he didn't. I charge over to hit him in the head, he feels nothing. I look over to my Aunt Venna with confusion. You're dead honey, he won't feel that. Well, how do I get him to feel something? I ask. There are many techniques. Chapter 5, A Dark Secret Between Lovers. Marcel paced the floor, rubbing his head. What did I do? Yayla and I came walking through the door. Yanda, Marcel said with excitement. Daddy, a 3-year-old Yayla yelled. She ran to her father with opened arms. He lifts her. I ignored him and continued to put up groceries I had brought in. Daddy, I missed you, Yayla told her father. He smiled. I missed you too, girl. He showered her with kisses as she laughed. Marcel puts Yayla down to play, but before he could chase her to play I ask, so where do we go from here? I'll stop dealing. If that's what you want, that's what will happen, he said as if sincere. But that's not what will happen. You'll say you won't do it, then just do it again. Yanda, look at how we're living. I'm just trying to set us up for life. Set us up for life. Off of drug dealing and a little construction. If you wanted to be set for life you should have went to school, or been born rich, but you did none of that, I said angrily while still trying to stay calm. And what do you do, Yanda? Excuse me, I asked, my anger building. Nothing. Being dismissive, he turned away. No, take the balls out your mouth and speak. See that shit right there, talk to me like I'm a man. I'm not your damn dummy. Well, if you'd stop playing the part. Before we could continue on, Tanya made her way down the stairs. She had on a skin-tight dress, holding and showing all her curve. Marcel stood next to me, frozen and nervous. Good morning, my mother said seductively, her heels sounding off each footstep she takes. Got a date or something, Mom? I asked. Boy, would that man be lucky, she said. Marcel uncomfortably walked out the room. So you gonna tell me why you left for 3 or 4 days? 4 days, Ma. I rest my head in my hand. My mother then sat down next to me at the table. You can't handle everything on your own. You do have a mother that can help. What with Marcel being a man? I ask. No, but I can help with your stresses. I don't want to leave Marcel, but if he keeps selling, I won't let him see Yayla or me. Tanya places her hands on my hand that sat on the table, while the other still holds my head. I know those guys I was with were never good to you. They weren't good fodder figures, but Marcel is different, he's not them. He's trying and he cares about the both of you. I rest the palm of my hand on the table. Of course, look who I'm talking to. The mother who accepts crack and meth dealers around her children. My mother sat stoic. When she spoke, her tone calm while still speaking through her teeth, she said, You think you're such a great damn mom, but you can't even realize when a man cares about you even through his own shit. Which most of us have. You think you know so much because Marcel lets you run your shit, when all you ever do is bitch, like no one is providing for you, and the way you talk to me shows me that. We both sit in silence until she speaks with rage in her tone. I'm not a good mother. I let my kids around drug dealers, she yelled sarcastically, while standing and waving her hands around. I was forced out when my dad, the only one looking out for me, got executed in prison, and at a young age I was left with no home. No one cared. I find a man who I thought we fall in love, I thought. He leaves me for an old ex who moved back in state. I'm left alone with twins and I'm a single mother with no background experience for a job to even look in my direction, so I hung with who I knew. I got my back broke even when I didn't want to. I fucked guys for months straight to get the bills paid. I've got jobs, but lost them because my kids have no babysitter because I never left you girls by yourselves, but no, I'm a bad mother. I messed with enough shitty men to realize when there is a good one who happens to have flaws. Leave him fine, but don't let him lose the one thing that still makes him a good man, his family. Marcel listened from the living room. Daddy, what you doing? Yayla muttered while watching the TV. Yayla, Marcel said, catching her attention again from the TV. He puts his finger to his lips. Shish, I stare at my mother after her rant. I said coldly. Why do you always play the "what I went through" card? As if that makes up for your bullshit. As I spoke, she stood from her chair. I'm not doing this with you, Tanya said. She stormed out the kitchen. Marcel slowly walked in the kitchen as I still sat at the kitchen table. So, you leaving me? I don't know. I don't wanna leave. He sat in the seat next to me. I just wish things were the way they used to be, I said. How? You mean when we were just pregnant, me getting fired and going job from job, looking for an occupation that pays enough to keep up with our bills and food? Or do you mean before the kid, and you lived with your mom and we snuck around at places because I lived in my ex's house? I laughed. For a moment I forgot about everything stressing me. Let's face it, Yanda, I never could provide for you. I've always struggled, but now I'm not. I don't wanna struggle anymore, Yanda. I gotta go to work. He kissed me on the head and left the house. Later that day, Marcel walked into the house. Tanya stood in the kitchen. Yanda, mad that I'm home 2 hours late? Marcel asked while taking off his coat. You've gotta build an empire, Tanya said, leaning on the counter. Yeah, well, this empire is failing. I need a business to push this shit through. Like a nightclub, and I lost a plug. How about a hair salon? And I help you pedal it through, and if that works I can help with more. Marcel smiled. Yeah, like Yanda would accept this. Tanya smiled and gets close to Marcel. Yanda wouldn't accept our encounter the other day either, but she doesn't know, she doesn't need to find out about what she doesn't know. What happened that night won't happen again, Marcel said while walking off. 3 weeks later.